What's up, YTPC? Jordan here, coming at you from the shop. Just getting finished up on a project, and I did a bunch of videos for it, but I never filmed an intro for it, so here I am. Just finishing up on a bowl of Amphora Virginia in the Classy Volcano. And yeah, the following video is going to be basically steps in the shop that I took to make these pipes, these next pipes. It's my 1 year anniversary carving pipes. I started actually beginning of last September carving pipes, and this is kind of a tribute to that. So this will be kind of my 1 year collection, let's call it. And it's made out of, so when I started carving pipes, I started using cherry wood. So these are kind of a tribute to that, and I used cherry wood for these as well. Mainly also because I don't have any blocks of briar that are big enough to make this style of pipes. So yeah, check it out. The following video will just be kind of jumping right into the beginning steps of doing it, and then the very last clip will be kind of the actual introduction, showing them off and talking a little bit more about it. So stay tuned. Be back right at you. Alright, so here's block 1 of 4 for the set that I'm going to do out of cherry wood. Block 6 inches long. And this is going to be the set of 4 Canadian style pipes. So a Canadian, a Lumberman, a Liverpool, and a Lavat. I'm going to do all 4 the same stem, material, and color. And all 4 kind of the same style or whatever, just all of the different styles of Canadian, I guess, pipes. So this is the first of 4 blocks I'm going to get going on, and I'll come back at you guys with updates and different ones as I go through. Alright, just got off the sander. These are going to be non-filtered pipes. And I want to try and get these shanks a little bit thinner. But this one's going to be a Canadian, so I left a lot of room here so I can do the oval. And that's kind of how she's looking. So come back at you once I start getting a little bit thinner and oval shank and mouthpiece going on. The mouthpiece material that I use is going to be the copper, kind of bronze and brown stem. So I have 2 of these already made up. They were messed up 9mm ones. The tenon went a little too loose, like I went a little aggressive on them, and I have 2 of them like this. Stupid, but anyways, so they're going to be perfect. I'll just put them back on the lathe there, and I'll turn down that stem or that tenon a bit, and those will be perfect size for the long Canadian. So I'll come back at you once I get a little further. Alright, so I got the other 3 cut out, drilled, and somewhat shaped. I was able to do the smaller round stems on the lathe carefully. At a slow speed, because my lathe is a micro lathe and it won't handle this wood off center like that. But because the base of it was closer to the arbor, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, it managed okay. And I also used a live center on here so that it wouldn't move when I was lathing it down. So those 2 are going to be like machine round. And then these ones are going to be the oval ones. This one I didn't do any shaping because I got a little bit in a hurry. Anyways, so that'll be fine though. I should be able to shape that on the sander. So now it's when the bowls are all drilled out, the holes, all the tenons, everything. So now it's on to shaping the other 3. This one's mostly shaped enough anyways that I'm happy with it, so that I can start doing the mouthpiece. and then, but I'm gonna get these 3 going as far as this one is, and then I'll get on the mouthpieces and then shape those, and then the set will be done. All right, see you in a bit. All right, quick back again. Mouthpieces are all rough done, drilled, tenons, slots. Lots of cleaning up yet to do. I still haven't tapered the slots or anything like that, or funneled them. But yeah, that's kind of how they're looking. I started actually sanding on this one, and then I realized I should do a little video here. So I got some cleanup to do. Fix this junction up a bit, but that's some hand sanding to smooth out. And yeah, so that's a quick update on the set of 4. So I'll come back to you once I have more shaping and everything done. Oh, and also, sorry, also the top here, I don't think I mentioned, I didn't cut this on a lathe. I used a hole saw on the drill press and went down as far as the hole saw went, and then I just cut the rest on the bandsaw, and then I'll sand and smooth and shape and all that with the sanding wheel. So, all right, that's that. I'll see you. All right, back again. Excuse the mess and dust. Haven't really cleaned up. I'm just giving her on these pipes. So here we go. Here's the 4 sanded to 100. I can see even in this view of this camera, there's a couple of them that need a little bit of work on the rough sanding. But anyways, this is mostly done anyways. The mouthpieces are all shaped. So we got 2 saddle bits and 2 tapered bits. Kind of like that. And then it tapers even to there because the stems are pretty thin and long. So the stems are all the same thickness, but then obviously the oval shank ones are different. So same thing on here. These ones are round, so it tapers from the round. And this one's the oval one, so this one, oh no, sorry, the other one was the oval one, my bad. This is the oval shank one, my bad. So that's the collection so far. So now I just have a whole bunch of sanding, and then more sanding, and then more sanding, and then polishing. So I'll come back at you once these are all complete. Okay, and without further ado, introducing my Canadian family. First off, we have the Canadian. And it won't focus. There we go. So these are 7.5 inches long from, I guess, front to back, tip to nose, whatever you want. They are 2 inches tall bowl with a 1.6 inch bowl depth, and they weigh approximately, one weighs a little bit less than the others, but they all approximately weigh 35 grams. And this is the Canadian, so it is the oval shank with a tapered bit. These are non 9mm, so just a regular tenon, and that's the Canadian. The next one is the Lumberman, so same style. Same style. Lumberman is the oval shank with a saddle bit. So I did these tapered in both ways saddle bits, just so they didn't look really funny and flared out. I liked it better on the tapered ones versus these ones. So I did this style of saddle bit, and they're actually really comfortable. Again, 7 inches long, and same size, 2-inch bowl depth. The grain on these all match kind of. The swirls all go the same way. They were basically cut from the same block, so that's why. But I think it turned out good and matches really nicely. So these, this swirl and gold stem. So that's the Lumberman. Next is the round shank tapered bit, so a Liverpool. Again, same kind of style. These are two different coats of stain, dark brown and saddle tan. Round shank, tapered. See, this is where I mean where this kind of flares out, but it looked a lot better on the tapered bits than it did on the other ones. There's the slot. These are all pretty much identical other than the shape of the shank and the bit. So the last but not least is the levette. So that's the long shank, round shank and saddle bit. There's the slot and the grain. So these cherrywood ones, they smoke great. I have a whole bunch because, like I said in my at the beginning of the video, that's what I started out carving, was cherrywood. So this is kind of a tribute to my 1 year, and I still had a bunch of extra cherrywood blocks, so I decided to do this 4-part set. So that's that. They smoke a bit hotter. That's why I left these walls pretty thick. Not super thin, not crazy thick, but not super thin either. Just because the cherrywood smokes pretty hot, so I highly recommend on cherrywood pipes to use some sort of a coating, honey or something, just to kind of coat the bowl a bit and set in the cake earlier. And then also slow your cadence down on these ones until it cakes up a little bit, because they're easily to burn out if you get them too hot. So that's that. But they smoke just fine. You just gotta be careful on them, and the long shank like this will help to cool the smoke and hopefully settle it down. So that's that. That's my Canadian family. So these are all 4 again. 3 and 4. They all look, I can't fit this on the frame, but they all look fairly similar. And all the same material. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.